All right, let's see how this goes. So, welcome. I am Rashadat, your dream strategist. And you know what? I had a couple business friends that are considering switching from SwitchYards to eCamm Live. And they said, hey, girl, we know you use eCamm Live. Would you show us the back end of it so that we can decide if this is right for us? And I was like, okay, don't know that I'm the best person to show you. I think that there's probably better videos online. But if you want a down and dirty, quick, um, real answer, my honest opinion from someone who's been using it, I think I've been using eCam Live for about 2 years now. Yeah, if you want that kind of feedback, then I'm happy to share what I know and answer your questions and see if I can make it work. So, if you are here and you have questions about how to use eCam Live, go ahead and put them in the chat and I will do my best to answer them. So, let's see. What's the first thing I want to show you? First, I'm going to try to see if I can set myself up so that you can see my screen. Now, one of the things that I do like about eCam Live is that um, there's a lot more production quality things that you can do with it than what I could set up with StreamYard. Now, I haven't used StreamYard extensively, so I don't have a one-to-one comparison. So there's that. So yes, if you're here and you're watching, ask the questions, friend, because otherwise we're gonna cut this short because I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so let me try to share what I was gonna share. Okay, so like this that I'm getting ready to do right now, that was simply a click of a button because I set all of these things up, what are called overlays, I believe. Um, I set all these scenes. They're not called overlays. I set these scenes up ahead of time. So which scene am I looking for? I'm looking for the Freedom Friday scene that allows me to show my screen. There it is. So when you see this, this also allows you to see, I can click some buttons and it's going to show you other things that are happening on my screen. So I'm going to share my entire screen. Oop. Now you can see that what else is happening here. Now, yes, ask the question. Ask whatever your questions are. Hey, Marissa, how are you? This is a random quick live. Because a couple people in the Exodus Summit community recently had a situation where StreamYard increased their prices from a free plan to $50. And they were like, oh no, if you're trying to be like that, I am switching to another program. So, um, that is why I was like, okay, well, they asked me, well, would you do a lot? Would you help us? And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to try and set up a whole bunch. So let's try to just do this the easy way. Let's just get on a live stream and I can answer whatever questions you have. So if you have any questions about eCam Live, I'm going to do my best to answer them. Now, I would say the videos that I shared inside of the YouTube group are probably going to be a better option for you to get more information because I don't know how to show you this. I don't even know. I don't know what to show you since I am not a pro at this. That's why I was like, are you sure you want me to help you? Because I don't know if I'm the right one to help you. But as you can see, there's like these windows on the side. Here, let me try to do it this way. If I go to, so here's an option where it says show all screen. Now it shows everything. Let me see. If I start opening other windows, you can see across down here, there's a lot of different other things that you can use to produce whatever your live stream. So you can change the different cameras. This is the camera on my laptop, and then this is my iPhone that I use as my on-screen camera. And then I also use this if I have guests. I do have them come in through here. This is how I do all of my guest interviews on what is this, YouTube. So pretty much a person comes in through this link, it adds them here, and then I can add them into a different screen like this one here. So like I just did an interview with Marissa Price. I'm excited for that video. I just got a little bit of editing to do on it, and that's going to come out next Monday. So, it makes it very easy. So you can't, if you try to go directly into YouTube and do an interview, it's not going to allow you to do that natively to YouTube. Like you have to use some kind of streaming software like eCamm Live or StreamYard or whatever to be able to do that. Um, the other thing that I like about eCamm Live is you can customize all of the background, the words, the text. So I can click like this button and I can change the video source to over. I can actually make it me twice if I wanted to. You could do a lot of different things, but I have set this up. I've created my presets for this to be what my when I do an interview with a guest. And I have a couple different modes of that. So I had it where it's a little bit smaller so you can see the background a little bit more. I decided to make it bigger because I just felt like that. I just decided after some trial and error I like that better. I also have a vertical interview mode so that if I am streaming on both YouTube and Instagram, it's only going to show this middle vertical part. So I set this up so that if I'm streaming in both places, that it doesn't look crazy on the vertical part, but I still have something without just too much blank space on the other thirds, the other vertical thirds, if I'm doing it on of the way it shows up on YouTube. Trying to think what else you would want to know. I have a default, which is just me looking like this. You can also create a folder. So let me go back to that. You can create a folder where I have all of the scenes that I want to use when I'm doing Freedom Fridays. They're all pre-created and they're all in a folder. So I can literally just hit these, what are they called? Quick keys, for lack of a better word, and it'll switch to those different things. So if I hit Command 2, it's going to switch to that. So let me try now. It did it as soon as I clicked. So this is what I use for that, and it usually will start some music. And then I can hit Command 3, and it's going to change it to the next one. This is the one I use, the screen I use when I'm doing our check-in, and so it has some really cool things that'll allow you to do a switcher and switch between your different scenes pretty easily, um, which is really nice. And I can keep all of those things in here and not have to recreate them every time, which is very nice as well. What else? At one point, this is one thing that I don't, that I believe StreamYard does not do. When I first started doing um, Freedom Fridays, hi Lori, how are you? I'm just sharing some different things about eCamm Live versus StreamYard because I had some ladies that were interested in and how to do that. So if you're a small business owner, an entrepreneur, and or even if you're not those things yet and you're just a content creator, then this might be helpful for you. If you don't do any of those things, you might be interested just because of the fun of understanding behind the scenes, but otherwise it might not be super helpful. So this scene I created because I used to share the screen of my iPad because in Freedom Fridays, I give out a worksheet where we're supposed to be doing our co-planning things at the same time. And so there were things that you would fill out on the co-planning worksheet, and I would just do that. I would write on my iPad, but it would be projected on the screen so that people can see it from there. And I thought that I know that that's a feature unique to StreamYard, to eCamm Live, because I tried to test that on StreamYard when I thought about switching, and that wasn't an option. Um, I can also use some of the different options from my iPhone, like desk mode, continuity camera, all of those things I can use in StreamYard as well. Now, I also do believe I know that I could use continuity camera on StreamYard, but I know that I can't use all of it. The rest of it, like I said, I have to do over here on StreamYard. Excuse me, on eCamm Live. Um, so, oh, I said, great job at the Exodus Summit. I'm retiring in 6 months. Congratulations. Get it, Laura. You're like, listen, I'm retiring. I didn't pay my dues. I don't need to learn how to use eCamm Live. Well, if you want to share with the world um, your retirement adventures, maybe you'll want to try this. Maybe. But also, girl, do what you got to do. I'm not mad at you. Enjoy your retirement. That's amazing. I'm glad you enjoyed my presentation at the summit. It was fun to do it. And I'm excited. I think I might pitch a different one for next year. So that would be fun. Thank you for saying that. Okay, some of the other features that I like from eCamm Live. If I'm doing a webinar or something like that, all of these, I can set up these screens to look very different. Some of these things I'm clicking aren't showing up right now. So I can do a timer, and I can choose a camera source. I can make this into a shape and give it color. Like, you can do so many different things with it. So I would say the difference between eCamm Live and uh, and like a StreamYard is very simple. It's going to get the job done. Um, and eCamm Live is a little bit more to get used to, but it's going to allow you to do some almost production quality type things that you wouldn't be able to do if that you won't be able to do through StreamYard. So at least from my understanding. So one of the things I want to show you really quick. There's a couple of different uh, YouTubers that actually teach people, not me, other people that actually teach people how to use eCamm Live are going to be a way better reference than me. So I want to open that up so that you can see it. But I will say, before I say that, the one thing I do want to say is I chose eCamm Live over StreamYard because I liked, even though I wasn't able to use all of the different capabilities yet, I um could see the value in where this is going to take me, and the price for that was very reasonable. Now I decided to get eCamm Live for the year, and I think my subscription for the year is $384. I don't know how much that comes down to per month, but I think it's less than that $50 a month that StreamYard is charging now. The other thing that I have to say is, if you do not, this is very important. If you don't have a Mac, then I don't think you can use eCamm Live. I think eCamm Live is only set up for Macs. So if you're on a PC, you might have to use StreamYard or um, Restream or one of those other services. So keep that in mind when you're deciding. You might not actually. eCamm Live is for Mac computers. Um, yeah, so there's that. Let me go ahead and switch over so you can see. I think it's this. Nope, it's not that. See, I can't remember what all of my different settings are for. Sometimes that's why I play with these things off screen. Okay. So you can see my comments, and there's a lot of different windows that come up. So like I can hit a button and it's going to show you let me see. I can easily add things to the screen by just hitting show, don't show. I can add pictures to the screen. Oh, that's what that was. Let me see. This is the different cameras. So camera switcher is if like you're doing a production and you have different cameras around the room to give you different views of say you're doing an art, you're working on art and you got a camera that's really close over top, one that's far away that gets a version of like a picture of you in the room, one that comes from the side or something like that. All of those you in this program, you can have all of those cameras set up and running simultaneously and just click a button and all of those things are going to show up on the screen. So, but for most of us that are in the Exodus Summit group, you're not doing all of that. So, do you really need that? No, not necessarily. If you needed to zoom, so like this will allow me, you see me in the corner zooming in and out. This will allow me to do that. I usually use this when I'm setting up interviewers to be on the screen with me. So like when I'm in this other, where is it at? When I'm in an interview mode, so like this is generally when I use this because I can zoom me in or out. Now, what did I do that it's not doing it at the second. Oh, because I hadn't clicked that side. So then I can zoom me in and out that way. So again, that's just a click of the button. I'm gonna set me back at, I could just turn it off. Um, Again, ladies, if you have questions, please tell me because I don't have a clue what else you want to know. I'm just sharing what I like and don't like. Okay, music. So you can actually use music. It'll give a sound like applause. You can do all kind of sound effects. And so like when we're doing the part of Freedom Fridays where we're all doing our planning, I've uploaded a track here and I could just hit play. And it's a 24-minute track and it'll play it out because that's how I set up that's how I set that part up, and it's just royalty free so that I don't get in trouble with YouTube, and that plays in the background. So there's that. Okay, Marissa said, so when you are interviewing other people, do you send them the link like you would to StreamYard? Exactly. So let's use you as an example, Marissa. I am going to send you, well, listen, I'm going to send y'all the link and somebody click the link and somebody could come up and I will add you. Okay. All right. So let me change the screen so you can see what's happening when I do that. So default, let's come back to here and then let's come back to the interview mode. So you can see that happening. I just sent you the link. So what I do is when I invite people to do an interview with me, I have a Tidy Cow um collaboration link that's specifically for just for collaborations. So in this, it's programmed to give them this link when they schedule the time. So when they click on that link, they come in, they click that link and it brings them directly into here. Now they can't see what I see, so I haven't figured out how to show them that we're on two different sides and what all of that looks like. But they do, so what I do is I help them adjust their camera and make sure they're in the right spot, and I say, like figure out what's going to be a comfortable spot and how you're going to sit so that you're always in the screen. And then I do the intro and then we start the interview. So that's pretty much how you do it. Super easy. And we also can have like a specific chat for just us. You see that's here. Um so that makes it so it's, I believe all of that is the same as StreamYard. So let me know. Okay, so Marissa's coming in now. See? So then now what I do, I'm gonna switch to the screen that allows her that I already have set up. So the way I'm gonna do that, let me come to here to interview mode. And now Marissa is in my guest box, and all I'm gonna do is click on her, and now you're here. Can you?
Oh, hey. Okay, that was cool.
Yeah,
The much better. Okay. I'm gonna close out of it. I just wanted to try it to see how different it was from StreamYard.
yeah, no problem. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for showing us this. It's really, really cool.
Okay,
Okay, bye.
good. Bye. Okay, cool. So yes, if there's anybody else that's like, hey, I want to try it, I want to see it, have at it. Or if you have any questions and you're like, I don't have it, I don't want to type it all out, you just want to talk through it, go ahead and try that too. Okay, so while you're figuring out if you want to do that, the other thing that I said I was going to show you. So let me go back to my screen share screen. I wanted to show you a couple more things. No, I showed you the music, so I saw that. You can see how that goes away. This is the chat box. This is what allows me to see any comments, likes, or anything. Oop, it's under me. Comments or likes or anything that happen in the chat when you're doing it live. So it's a separate box, so you don't have to see it. You can open it or close it. That's up to you. Um, I would say that I went one of the things is that eCamm Live can stream to a lot of different places. But I will say that this function, comments and reactions, doesn't work well in all the different locations. So if I want to see people's comments and reactions in Instagram, I have to have a separate window of Instagram open so that I can see it. If I want to do that in LinkedIn, I have to have another window open so I can see it. And the same for Facebook, because those platforms don't allow you to send information back anymore. And I don't know why. I just adjusted. So that's what I know. Yay, Marissa. I'm glad to hear that was cool and it was worth taking some time out to see. So I appreciate that too. Thank you for doing that. Also, too, any of these comments, you can on the fly adjust how big it is. You can adjust the color. You can really brand this a lot if you want to spend time on that. You don't have to. Like, none of these things do you have to spend time on. It's just some of the options that eCamm Live provides. So, like, I can change that background to purple if I wanted. I haven't spent time. I have spent time on changing the shapes and trying to have them in the same spot, but I haven't. This is the first time I've really played with the color. You know what I mean? So you'll see on my other lives there it's just black. But I like the navy. Navy is a brand color for me, so I'll use that going forward. So there's that. So I already talked about this. Oh, you can also use eCamm Live to join your Zoom meetings. And the reason you might want to do that is because all of these different functionalities that you can use here are going to also be visible in Zoom as well. So you can schedule a meeting, you can start a new meeting, all of those things. You see it comes up like regular. Listen, all of now you're seeing 20 million things because I got so many screens open. But it literally opens like it would if you were in a Zoom meeting and you have all of the functionality. You can join by the link, you can schedule it, all of those things that you would usually do. You could do that through eCamm Live. And the biggest thing for me with that is like I like how I have my filter set up for my video. So like the way the camera, the same way you can set up a filter in like Instagram, you can set up filters here in eCamm Live. Like if you like to make sure that you're a little on the lighter side or that you want the color to be a little more yellow or whatever, like you can do all of that video quality type stuff here on eCamm Live. I have set my filter once at the beginning and that's it. Like other than that, I make sure I got good light and the rest is history. But I like to have that consistency of this setup across all platforms. The only platform it doesn't do that, eCamm Live will do it on any platform. I just don't. The only platform that I don't worry about recording that way is Instagram because it has its own filters anyway. So okay, Marissa had a question. I didn't close this. That's okay. The other thing you can see is there's a button below it that says remove from the broadcast. So that's when it show add to the broadcast will show the comment on the screen. Remove from the broadcast will take it off the screen. There's also a button that says ban. So if there's somebody in the chat acting crazy, you can ban them right here. No problem. Okay, so Marissa's question says, have you tried using eCamm Live on your iPad? So here's the thing, because eCamm Live is specifically for Mac, I believe that there's not an app for it. Like you have to download only the Mac app. So let's double check that really quick. Let's do a search. Um can I use eCamm Live on my iPad? Because I honestly don't know. I feel like I've asked that question before, but I do not. It says, okay, since eCamm Live is a Mac app, remember I said that before. If you do not have a Mac, you're going to have to do something else. We do not make a version which installs on iOS. So there is a difference between a Mac app and an iOS app because an iOS app is like a tablet. It's an actual app versus this is a program that I've downloaded on my computer. So no, you cannot use this on your iPad. Now, remember how I said before that I would share my iPad? The way that I did that was I connected my iPad to my Mac, and that's what allowed me to share my screen of my iPad to eCamm Live, so that you could see both me and the production and the iPad all at the same time. So, I hope that helps answer that question. That's a great question. Um, have you tried using your on your iPad? How did that go? Yes. So I think I just answered that for you. Okay. So then the other question or the other thing that I wanted to show you, my favorite person to get like the deets, there's two people that I like to follow on, or that I like to check out on YouTube about how to make the most of using eCamm Live. One of them is Marshall Fox. Okay, that was not what I wanted to press. I just want to get to actual Marshall Fox. Let me just do that. He has a couple. Oops, I put that in wrong. Okay. So as you can see, he has a playlist for eCamm Live and he shows you like all the different things. So like I started doing some version of this at the beginning, except I'm usually kind of talking and giving you guys an idea of what the heck we're about to do at this point. Whereas he's just kind of giving you a countdown because that's how he starts his lives. I actually know another creator that does that too. She has a countdown to starting the live so that people can start getting on and like it'll start showing your live to different people because you're finally like logged on. And then they also do a closing at the end where it's like a countdown to the end. And I started doing both of those things on mine. I just use my beginner to like say, hey, this is what we're about to do and start talking to the replay people. Um, so there's that. I want to get to his actual, okay. I want to see the playlist. So okay, so this is his channel. He talks about different things, so there's that. But when you go to his channel, you could just come down to here and click on the what is this? The playlist that is all about eCamm Live and pretty much everything that you want to know, you can do here. I really like looking at how he does his studio and live stream lighting. Like he gives you all of those different things. I don't necessarily do all of this. Mine is a pretty simple setup. I'll try to show you. Let me see so I can see what I'm showing you. Oh, this is not showing you that. Let me switch. Okay. Let's come back to here. Okay, so you guys, you want to see my actual setup. So there's a couple things that I have. I have this, whoop, dropped it on the floor. I have this doodad. This is what connects my phone. It's a MagSafe connector and it connects onto my laptop. And so I just hook it on here and then like that, and my phone connects to this. And so it's an alternative to using this camera because that camera sucks. And it's my phone. I can't show you my phone because I'm using it. So then on top of that, I have my laptop, which is just normal, and I have a riser for my laptop because otherwise it pulls my screen back too far when the phone is on here. This is, I mean, my digital office is pretty compact because I travel a lot. So I say that to say that eCamm Live can help you create production feeling videos and lives pretty simply because you don't need to have like a bunch of lenses and stuff. I literally used my iPhone, that doodad to connect it, my um my laptop and a riser just so it makes it easy to set up. So, yeah. Yay! I'm glad to know that's helpful. If I just didn't know what to share with you guys, so I'm kind of just sharing whatever comes to mind. Um, I think if there's anything else that I would share to you, I am all about the compact doodads. So this is a doodad. It's technically four doodads and it's magnetized, so I can't get it apart right now. But this is a magnetic plate. I have two of them connected right here. And pretty much what I do is I have these plates on the back of my laptop and on here so that when I want to use my iPad as a second monitor, I use my iPad as a second monitor, I can connect that on the side of my iPad. In addition to that, this is a little light, a little compact light. It runs for about an hour. So if I need additional light on my face, let's say I turned out the light in here, I can carry this little light, see how much light it gives me, and I keep that. So for us that are like Exodus Summit and we like to travel, it's nice to have these little doodads that go pretty far in helping you create the studio effect. And again, because I have eCamm Live, I don't need a lot. It's a great filter and I can make all of this work and look really pretty. Okay, I can turn the light back on in here and then turn this off. Um, Turn that off. I don't know what else you would want to know about eCamm Live, so if you have questions, please let me know. I'm gonna pick up the other doodad that I dropped on the floor. But yeah, I mean, my main reason for getting eCamm Live was I watched, what did I watch? I watched some creators at the beginning of this YouTube process. I think it might have been because I was in a different YouTube group before I got into this group and before I started working with Stephanie. And they might have been the ones who told me about eCamm Live. I honestly don't remember who told me about it, but I knew that tried Restream IO first and I didn't love it. And then I saw the capabilities that Marshall shows about eCamm Live, and I was like, okay, I might not be excuse me, excuse me. I might not be able to use all of those functionalities when I first get started, but the fact that I can record my videos in eCamm Live and I can stream through eCamm Live allows me to have a really simple way to do all of the things that I want to do and grow with it for a really reasonable price. And I also can send my videos when I finish them. Like if I do a pre-recorded video, it can automatically send it to Descript, and that's what I use to do my video editing. So to me, connectability and integration, those are things that are really important to me because it makes it simple to do to move into my next steps. Um, yeah. So I think that's all that I got to show you guys. Um, if you got any other questions, pop them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm gonna show you what my outro looks like. Are you ready to see? There it is. And I got a little music playing. And then if there's any comments, I might repost them. But then once this is done, I go ahead and I sign off. That's how you know that the live is ending and people can start dropping off. So yeah, this is what I do for eCamm Live. Let me see if there's any other questions. Okay, good. This was all very helpful. Great. I'm happy to share. If there's anything else, let me know and I'll happily do a live about it. I'll try my best to, if you tell me your questions beforehand, I will make sure I have an answer. But I mean, I can also answer them on the fly as best as I can anyway. So I'm glad this was helpful, ladies. If you think of anything else, just drop me a note. All right. Have a good day.